Welcome everyone to the Dreads post-game report. This is where I'll talk about the most recent game, go over some highlights, and talk about a few key points in the game. Then we'll get into the pitching matchups for the upcoming game, talk about key players on the offensive side, and finally end with my key points for the game. Let's get started. Hanwha and Lotte split the first two games of this series, and the rubber match was set up to be great. Daejeon Jesus on the mound versus Busan Jesus, or is it Sajik Jesus? Weiss has been pitching outstanding with a 2.3 ERA in August and a 1.9 ERA in September and 6 straight quality starts. Wilkerson was coming off of a quality start plus where he threw 7.2 innings and allowed 1 run to LG. This was setting up to be a great game on paper. Hanwha loaded the base with no outs, but were only able to get a sacrifice fly. The leadoff triple and a single made it 1-1. Double, single, and 2-run homer made it 4-1, and Weiss had the run support he needed. Single, double, and another error on Lotte's shortstop led to 2 more runs. Disaster struck for Hanwha in the bottom of the fourth as another triple, single, single, double, single, walk, single, another triple, and then a 2-run homer ended Weiss's day. Hanwha was able to add 1 on another error, this time by a different shortstop, a single and another sacrifice fly. They batted around for the second time on the day and third time on the weekend. A single walk, single, 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 walk, single, and a sacrifice fly made it 16-7. They stringed together 4 singles and a walk to score 2 runs, but a flyout ended the game, series, week, and any chance of Hanwha making the playoffs. Key takeaways from this game. Weiss got the run support he hasn't been getting in other games, but just didn't have it today. He was cruising through 3 innings, having just gone 1, 2, 3 in the second and third, only throwing 35 pitches. And he got the first out of the fourth, but those hits and outs in the first 3 innings were also hit hard. He probably should have been removed after the walk to the pinch hitter Lee Jung-hoon, but wasn't. He wasn't able to put away Jun Janu, Na Sung-yup, or Lee Jung-hoon when he had 2 strikes on him, something he's been able to do in all of his starts. At that point, he had been out there for a long time and thrown 29 pitches in that inning. And it wasn't just the 29 pitches. It was also the long delay after the home plate umpire took a foul ball to the collarbone and delayed the game even more. Add in the fact that he had just pitched Tuesday and it was over 30 degrees in Busan during the game, and it was time. Not taking him out led to 5 more runs. Weiss obviously was upset at himself for pitching poorly, but he also had a look of being upset at the coaching staff for being left out for so long to throw 46 pitches in an inning, when it was obvious he just didn't have it that day. The bullpen guys have not been pitching well. I've talked about this multiple times in my live streams about overuse of pitchers and them having career highs in games and innings pitched, all in a condensed amount of time. Kim Yu-yeon, Kim So-hyun, Han Sung-hyuk, Lee Min-woo, and Joo Hyun-song all fall into this category. Kim So-hyun gave up 2 runs in an inning, and Han Sung-hyuk gave up 2 runs before having to leave the game after taking a comebacker to the head. He did walk off on his own and seemed aware of his surroundings, so hopefully everything is okay. Kim Yu-yeon came in and also gave up 2 runs. There were obviously some good points from this game. Hanwha didn't have any errors, and just as importantly, they capitalized on the errors of Lotte. Scoring 2 runs on 2 errors, being able to take advantage of the defense's mistakes is a key in becoming a playoff team and not a playoff dream. Lee Min-woo and Yoon Dae-kyung both pitched well. Lee Min-woo pitched 1.1 innings after coming in to relieve Weiss. He has not pitched well lately with an ERA of 11.12 in August and an ERA of 9 in September, even with the 1.1 innings of shutout relief. Yoon Dae-kyung was able to get 3 outs without allowing a run for the first time in I don't know how long, and lower his ERA down to 10.57 on the season. So let's get into the next game. Hanwha has a day off to stare at the standings and try to rest some arms before they start a 3-game series against NC in Hanwha. Hanwha and NC are separated by only 1.5 games in the standings, so this series will be important in determining draft order next year. Hanwha is sending out Jaime Barria. Barria has struggled in the second half. In 5 games in August, he has went 1-2 with an ERA of 8.53. The change in calendar to September didn't help, as he is an 0-1 with an ERA of 8.64 in his 2 starts. Against NC, he is 0-1 with a 4.50 ERA. He went 4 innings and gave up 5 runs, but only 2 earned back on July 17th. NC will send out E.J. Hawk. E.J. Hawk is 3-0 with a 5.44 ERA on the season and 18 starts. None of those 18 starts have been against Hanwha though. The closest pitcher to him would be Go Young Pyo for KT. They both throw changeups around 120 and fastballs are around 140 from a sidearm slot. Hanwha roughed up Go Young Pyo for 7 runs, with 4 of them earned in 5 innings in their 1 matchup on the season. Key players to watch for Hanwha. Barria. I talked about him in the pitching preview, but his importance is twofold in this game. He hasn't been able to go 5 innings in any of his last 3 starts, going 1, 4.2, and 3.2 innings in his last 3 starts. Hanwha will probably have another bullpen game on Wednesday, so he has to be able to give them 5 innings if Hanwha wants to win this series. Mr. 2-out RBI. An Chi-hong loves him some sidearm pitching. He is hitting .298 on the season with 61 RBIs and 446 at-bats in his first season in Daejeon. But he is hitting .385 against sidearmers with 11 RBIs and just 52 at-bats. Key players for NC. Matt Davidson. Davidson is leading the league in homers and is chasing 50 homers. He is hitting .299 also, so a 300 hitting 50 homer guy is nearly unheard of in today's game. He has been on an absolute tear since August too. Since August, he has hit 26 homers in just 32 games. To put that in perspective, his August and September totals alone would be tied for 8th in the league. And those totals would put him in the team lead for 3 teams in the league. Kim Hyun-jung. The NC backstop has not had a good season, is hitting just .198, but against Hanwha, he's been an all-star. He is hitting .324 with 3 homers in 10 games against the boys from Daejeon, leading to an OPS 150 points higher than it is against any other team in the league. So, who do I think will win? Well, my heart says Hanwha. My head says, actually, Hanwha makes my head hurt.